I was born in Syria. I was born
In Syria.
in Aleppo. And at the age of 3 years, my parents moved from Syria to Lebanon. And it was not because they wanted voluntarily, but they were forced to do it. My father, they accused him that he was trading with the Israeli goods, merchandise. It was not right. It was only to move him away from the way, and because of they invite the commercial, the Jewish people they are flourishing there, and they want to move it, and he was jailed. He was jailed, and my mother intervened with the wife of the judge in Syria, in Aleppo, and she succeeded that we ran away by night, all the family, to move from Aleppo to Lebanon in a railway train. And it was at this moment they were fighting the Syrian, they were fighting the Arab, they were fighting with the French people, the French forces, because it was under protectorate, French protectorate, and it was at this moment by night I heard from my mother, because I to have only 3 years, and she told me that we received the bomb. They were attacking the train, because they know there is munition in the French people and the French army. They were attacking the Arabs, and they think there is munition in that train. Fortunately, we arrived safe to Lebanon, and we stayed there. And my father, he left, of course, his business in Aleppo with his oldest brother, because they were partners. And
Wait, just in which year were you born?
I born 1943.
43. So you moved or ran away to Lebanon,
To Lebanon
in 46?
45. No, 45. 45 we moved.
Mm-hmm. And you were born in Damascus?
Excuse me?
You were born in Damascus?
Naciste in Damascus? In Damascus?
No, in Aleppo.
Aleppo.
Aleppo, Syria. I was born there. So when I was telling you about the relation about my uncle and my father. My uncle, he lost 2 sons in dramatic situation, medical or something. And they used to have at this moment 18 years and 20 years each one, and he was so bad. There is no word to. So I heard this is from my mother, that he want nothing but to go to Israel. He went to Israel. He moved to Israel. With no head, with no way to understand what was happening to him. It was dramatically bad. And we left.
How did they die?
How did they done?
What happened to your cousins?
My cousin?
What happened
to my uncle? No, my uncle.
You said it's the kids of your uncle, right?
The 2 kids of my uncle, they died. Unfortunately, they died of one of medical something wrong. I don't know what happened with something medical that it doesn't.
A disease?
Disease, medical, something that happened to him. And the other one, he had a heart attack after 3 months of sadness, I believe, or something like that. My uncle, he lost his mind and he went to Israel. He left everything to a cousin to him. And my father, we went all together to Lebanon, and we stay in Lebanon. So the cousin was sending to my father goods from the warehouses to Lebanon, and my father was trying to liquidate it, to sell it, and to send the money to his brother already in Tel Aviv to buy I think real estate properties there or something like that. But my father was he didn't, at this moment, he has a character, a character, he don't want to go to Israel. He don't have the Zionist mood to go there and to have his family there. And so we stayed in Lebanon, in Beirut, and the business of he was all right. He accepted like it is, and he was satisfied with the situation that he can live there in Beirut. He put me.
In which name were you born, Raymond?
In which?
How did your parents call you when you were born?
When I born, we take, in Sephardi, the name of our grandfather, and my name is Rachamim. Mm-hmm. So my name was Rachamim, and they put me Rachmo, and after to use in family, they use it like Moni. They move it like Moni. Till now, they call me Moni in the family and my friends. And when we came to Beirut. We lived in an apartment, a rent apartment. It was next to it a Catholic school, Jean-Baptiste de la Salle. And my father, he thinks it's easy because it's near the house, near our home, and he inscribed me and registered me in that school. And we stay all my education. All the education, bachelor, was all the education there, and then I moved to American University for 2 years to study the business administration. My young brother also, he stayed in the same school because we had a good experience there. We have no problem of rejection like religion or. And in my classroom, there were something like, I can say, 7 confessions, different religion and rites and different things, and nobody was signaling or to another one about his religion or something like. Nothing. It was like that, and we was really feel easy to no problem at all. And I think.
Did you learn in Saturdays also?
I learn.
Did you learn in Saturdays? You went to school on Saturdays?
This is a good question. I think so. I was not so, but I tell you the truth. When it was the class for religion of their Catholic religion, we have the right to go out and to be outside the class, no problem at all. Nothing. It was no any obligation to have to be there. And they were nice with us. And till now, I feel this. Friendship of my classroom people, all of them, some more, some other less. Um, so I think I became from this situation, from my people around and how I lived, I became tolerating situation, tolerating condition of life, of accepting the people. I lived like that. And when I finished the school in the university, well, I didn't want to work with my father. It was, I had another ambition in life, you know, like independent young people who want to do it on their own. And I was engaged in exchange company. Armenian, the owner was Armenian man. And I grew step by step. I was succeeding very fastly with this man, with this company. I became his right hand, how they call it, right hand man, the man of confidence, the man. And he went to this post, let's say this place, this post, like a confidence place. He wanted always to give it to a Jew, that place, not to another man, like a Jew. It means I know like 3-4 people Jew of my age, more and less, that they took that place. I was the last one maybe. And when they asked me to go to Africa, my uncle who is in Belgium in diamond trading in Antwerpen, he asked me he needed me to be like the administrator, the manager of his buying bureau in Congo, Brazzaville, Congo. So, you know, I was very good there. When I was working in the exchange company, I was really something. Really, I think I say why did I did it at that time? I went there, you know, because he was treating me very nicely, very in the form that he take me. He called me always my brother. He didn't say Moni or Raymond or something. He said my brother Raymond. So anyway, I went to Brazzaville because ambition. They say I want to be a buyer, diamond buyer in the future. Will be somebody. It was not easy. I worked with a man in Brazzaville. He was the main actor, let's say, in that company because he was the buyer. He knows the diamond. He knows the buyer. I was only the man who to administrate the financing things, to pay, to export, to things, to be there, and maybe in the future to learn from him something. It was not easy. He was a man, Polish man from Poland. He was jailed in Siberia, like same thing like the Shoah, but it was they took him like a spy. Jewish spy to the German. It's something foolish. He was telling me that, and they took him to Siberia. And we lived very hard, and he was an extraordinary psychological, excessively nervous man. But I accepted because he admired him, how he knows, he was an expert. And I adapted to him, to the life. I came like a military service to stay there. I didn't want to go to see the animals in Africa or see the tourism or to see. No, I want to work. I want to be there. I want to see how we can succeed. After that, you know, the business doesn't depend on me. I was like a clerk. I was only a clerk. And they always comes problem, you know, like competition and fighting between the business people there. It was like 10 offices of buying, and all Jewish people, 10 offices, and they are competing, but we are living all together like Pesach, and we spend the Seder all together in one place.
In Congo?
In Congo, in one place, and sometimes
10 companies of Jews.
Yes,
in diamonds in Congo. Okay.
Yes, and when it is Purim and something like that, the embassy, Israeli embassy, they made events, and we were invited there.
Party.
A party, and there were also some Jewish people also resident there, working there, business people there. They want me like to marry me to their daughter, and this was not my time. It was not the occasion. No, I was not ready. And they moved me afterward to Liberia. They took me to Liberia. And after that, they moved me to Gambia. From Gambia, I went to visit my parents. They moved from Lebanon to Israel in 1970, something like 1970, because they were telling me around, and even sometime in Antwerp, there were politic personality that were coming to Antwerp and make a conference, something like. I came and asked them, how do you think the situation in Lebanon, because my family is living there. I think he told me, that personality, that person, he said, if you have family there, tell them to go out. So I tried with the Sukhnut, I contact them to help my family, my family, my father and my mother. My father, he didn't want to move. Even it was not accepting the idea to move. And they told me that after 50 years, when people grew and come after 50 years, they call it the age of deserts, of the deserts, how they call it, like Sinai desert. The age,
yes.
They don't move. The people, they don't like to move so easy. In my age, yes. But when I was at that, they took me. Even if they want to take me to the moon, I can go to the moon at this time. So.
Wait, but your parents, they came to Lebanon from Syria, right?
Right.
And they didn't have, or did they have, like, Lebanese passport or any passport at all?
This is a nice, very good question. For me, it was very hard. It marked a very difficult time for me to move. Let's say they want to take me to Africa to work. I don't have paper. I cannot move. I cannot go. So
you were like refugees?
For the Jewish people, they don't want them to give them the possibility to immigrate to Israel. They want them there. They don't want. This is the politics at this time there. So we didn't have nothing. We stay and we stay. This is what we have. We left all our properties in Syria. My father had property there, houses, this and that. And we can't move. We cannot even have paper to go. So my mother has a cousin in Argentina who is consul consul, honorary consul of Guatemala in Buenos Aires. From that, he sent me a fake passport, Mexican, Guatemalan passport. He sent me your photo money, and he signed. It's a fake signature of the office. He said you can use it only 5 years. Afterward, you cannot renew it, of course. So when I worked there in Africa and the passport came to expiry, my passport, I said, what can I do? I went back to Lebanon. I stay there. I have nothing to do because I have no way to move now. And my mother contacted the Spanish embassy. There is a Jewish man who was working there of the name of family Sidi. He arranged, because there is a condition that the Sephardic, because of our origin Sephardic, there is an article in that we might have a Spanish nationality. And we could have at this moment, I could have at this moment a Spanish, not passport, but this called a passport, like a passport, but it has two line, a red line inside that I have to go to Spain to live there. And I have, at this moment, I can have definitely the nationality, Spain nationality. I take this passport and I went to Belgium because my work, they want me to send me somewhere because the matrix, the center of they call it the central is in Antwerp. And when I arrived there, they told me, okay, now if you have to go to Spain, we don't need you. We have to go to Africa. You have to go to someplace else. So I applied to refugee of Nations Unies, United Nations refugee. I present my passport. I present the passport that I have, the paper that I have on hand, and apply for a refugee condition. I say I am going away. I am from Syria, persecuted from the Syrian, and I need your help. They accept me like refugee status. They give me this refugee condition status, but they say now Belgium has to accept you like resident. And Belgium say no. Why? We don't need a new immigrant there. Why? You can go to Spain. You can go to Spain. Why we have to take you here? My uncle intervened with the Jewish community in Brussels, with the Jewish central community, and we succeed to have a residence in Belgium. And they give me, they call it apatride, they call apatride, Belgium apatride document, but not Belgium, because I have to stay 3 years continuously in Belgium to have the Belgian nationality. I took this paper and I moved, but I have every year have to renew it. I have to come back to Belgium and renew it every year. So I went to Monrovia, to Liberia, to Gambia, and after that, time was like, say, I want to visit my parents that they moved to, they moved to Israel, to Bat Yam. They move, like Aliyah, they moved to Bat Yam. I want to visit.
How did they did Aliyah?
Really, after this, my father decided to go because things were getting very bad in Lebanon. So also the Sukhnut helped him. And we moved from Cyprus. They went to Cyprus. From Cyprus, they went to, and his brother is there, and he can also, he is his, I can say, it was the dramatic things in family that he never get his part of partnership from his brother. But he was also...
What was your parents' name? What was your parents' name?
No,
My papa, my father name, uncle name or father name?
Your father's name?
Joseph.
Joseph. And your mother's name?
Olga.
Yosef and Olga Cohen.
Olga
right?
Cohen. Olga, right.
And what was your father's job?
He arrived to Tel Aviv, and in the idea that his brother is going to say, but he was afraid of it, that maybe conditions change. And my uncle told him, well, I left you some money when in 1948, the frontier it was closed between Lebanon and that because of the independence of Israel. And so what you get there, it's your part. This is my part here. And my father told him, well, you have 66%. You take the one what I have in Lebanon, and you give me my 33% what you have in Israel. Something that never happened, never succeed until my father died. He was 63 years old, and he was always in mind that he said, this is the money of my sons, and always I tell him, never mind, we will work. No, I don't want you to be stuck with this. Go ahead, live your life. He lived very good in Israel. I mean, my father, he like renew, my mother told me, because I didn't live with them there, but I knew my wife. I knew my wife from there when she was a neighbor to my parents. I knew her. I met her.
In Israel?
In Israel, I met her, and we get married there, because my father, he was telling me when I didn't tell you that another company asked me to work with them in Japan, from Antwerp, in Polish diamond, and I take it like a bachelor. I say, I want anyway in Japan. I go anywhere you tell me. They want to take, I say, okay, I took this, and I study with them. They teach me the Polish diamond. And from there, I went to Israel to visit my family. I met my wife, and we get married. And I came back with her, going back to go to Tokyo, to Japan. And I asked her, give me your passport, to take a visa to Japan. And she gave me a Mexican passport. I said, how you are Mexican? You are Israeli, how you are Mexican? She said, my father, he bought a Mexican because the same thing, the problem they have in Lebanon, they came also from Lebanon. And I have a Mexican passport. So at this moment, an idea comes to my head. My sister was living in Mexico, married to a Mexican man, Mexican Jewish man, of course. And she said always to me, I have nobody from my family. Why don't you come and live here to get married here with a Mexican girl, Jewish girl? But things is mazal, and my mazal is to take this. But in the course, the way to go to Belgium and to this is the moment to go to Tokyo. In Paris, the first stop, I called my sister to say hello, and she said, today morning, I receive your visa, Mexican visa, because I should have a Mexican visa for my passport, because it was not a Belgian passport, really, it was apatrid. So I say, my wife is Mexican. I have my visa. Why should I go to Japan? I live so hard in a country so hard in Africa. There is no community. There is community. I don't know. Why should I go there? I said to my sister, send my visa to the Mexican embassy in Brussels. The people, my boss, boss, they receive me, Moni get married, Raymond get married, and we will make an events. I say...
The wedding was in Israel?
The wedding is in Israel. And I say to them, Isaac, one of them calls Isaac, the name of the company is Tashi. Still now it's a big company, very important company, Tashi. And my wife, also her name, family name is Tashi. And the same family. I said to Isaac, I am going to Mexico. What happened? Everything is ready for you in Tokyo. I say, I'm going to Mexico. Don't you think I had really a capital that I can say, easy capital? I say, I can move everywhere. No, nothing. No, something small. I didn't mind. But I didn't mind. This is the age that I can say I don't mind. Tomorrow is tomorrow. I can do it. And I fly to Mexico with my wife. And we came here to Mexico City. I didn't know when I came with Air France airplane, I didn't know what I'm going to see there. Panchos, panchos, this is what the sombreros, what they call it, the hats. I didn't know what's going to be there.
You just went to Mexico without knowing anyone except your sister, right?
My sister, yes. And the people in Belgium, I told them, okay, we will open an office in Mexico with the same Polish diamond, and we will work it there. You say, how you compare Mexico to Japan? Japan they don't have in mind to do it. Why? I said, they say how they saw me so stubborn that I went there. This is definitely. And they say, okay, try to have a license, a permit to do it. Well, I came to Mexico. Of course, I couldn't do it here because here nothing was serious, license and permit. All this stuff was something superficial. Everything was, they work under, and they call it in secondary market, different. So I say, I would not, there is no way for the moment. And I start to work there with my brother-in-law. He took me like a partner in his small business industry, like so manufacturing knittings. After 1 year, I think it's a different mind, different culture, different form of see things. I went away, my brother came, have 13 years youngest than I, and he came also because my mother told him, go with your brother. Go with your brother. And he came to join me.
Your parents stayed alone in Israel?
He came from Israel. He wanted to...
No, but your parents,
your parents in Israel.
Stayed alone in Israel, and you all went to Mexico?
So, yes. So I came, my brother came, and we started to work together. I was a small capital, and we make a partnership. And they say, you don't mind, you don't have money. My brother was a student, and we succeed. We succeed a lot. I don't know how. When there is a will, you arrive to your objection. I don't know why. Maybe I did it for my wife. I want her a better life for her. I wanted everything for her. I want her family to be with her. One by one, they came here. Somebody say, we want immigration to Israel, and you take the people from Israel to Mexico. They came here all around her. For me, it was the best gift that I can make to my wife, to be surrounded by her family. And all family come to her, and they succeed, all of them here. I try to do my best for them. I did it. And thanks God.
So tell me please about things that you are still keeping from Lebanon or from Syria, of holidays or Shabbat.
Well, when I was in Africa, I didn't practice it. When I was in Africa, I get a problem, an assault. They attacked me in my home, my office, when gun people was gun people. They wanted. I don't know what happened. They want the money. They want me. I don't know what for. What happened this day? There was two people. They came, and God says, that's God, it's not your day. Many things, if I think was like miraculous that I was out of this tragedy, I can say, because it was tragedy because they shot one clerk, one employee of mine, and fortunately he didn't die. But at this moment, I think I say something happened. There is God there. I mean, God is there. He didn't want me this day for something. Maybe I say, not for me. I didn't think I did so much in my life. I say my parents or my grandparents did something good that maybe is reflect on me.
Yes.
And this is when I came to Mexico. I had they born. I mean, when they born my first daughter, Gail, Olga, the second daughter, Dania. And after my boys, one boy, Joe, Joseph, and twins. Because I worked so good, so nice with my brothers that I say my son, he should have a brother. They came too. Twins. Very nice. My daughter, the first one, she had 6 years. She had a croup. You know what's a croup? She can breathe for something, a respiratory inflammation. And at this moment, it was like also another tragedy for me, because they told me maybe 3 minutes she can have for the oxygen to come to her brain. It's an extraordinary moment. She lived. Nothing happened. We arrived to the hospital. Everything, something miracle. They didn't even to make her a tracheotomia, and something unbelievable. I cannot imagine now. I say, now, Moni, you should respect Shabbat. I start to respect Shabbat. Little by little, I enter in I wanted to attend religious school, not religious classes, religious class,
Jewish school?
Jewish class, no Jewish school, religious class, a class, you know, like شعوريم.
Shulim,
Sure.
yeah, after school?
After work, you know, 1 hour. I heard from rabbi, from them.
Oh, for you. Okay.
For me, I was, yes, for me.
You wanted to learn.
And and was the uncle of my wife was living here also. He was there and was joining him, and little by little, I was little more and more religious. You know, I mean, accepting that religion to be religious. When we moved from Polanco, that was a Jewish. I mean, the people the Jewish people were living there, and they moved after that were the schools. They built new schools in another area, and we start to move to that other area. And when we came to that area, because of the schools are there is no synagogue there. I mean, have to walk for Shabbat 1 hour.
Wow.
So I say, I have to do something for my sons, for my family, to have the Jewish inspiration, to have the Jewish life. I knew life. I knew many places in life. I see the dangerous places that can be the entourage, how they call I say, maybe I cannot do it alone. I need help. And the religion give me the way. And that I start, and something also very circumstances that happen, and I don't know something when Bur'ulam put the things, maybe I say, Raymond, do it. I don't know, I did it, and I opened a synagogue. Rent, not buy. I didn't buy the land, I didn't buy this. And we start with the minyan, and we start growing and growing. This place, I have to add this and that, and we reached the Rosh Hashanah Kippur. I told the people of the community, this is the place, I have the place, okay. We are under their authority of the community, Aleppo community. So, but I cannot direct it because I have no preparation to do it. I don't have the ground, how they call it, background to do that.
Like to be the Chazan?
No Chazan, Gabbai. Hazan, no. Hazan, I can take. I contract a Hazan, I contract a rabbi, I contract this, I contract them. I have the place, I manage
so
it.
what was missing for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur? If you had a
No, not missing nothing. But I told the people, the one of the community that give me the authority to open this school. I say I cannot do it. I say, please, Raymond, 3 months, only 3 months you stay there. I say 30 years. Mm-hmm. In Rosh Hashanah Kippur, we used to have 350 people.
Wow.
Yeah. It grew, and I feel compromised, like something you say, your baby. It's not my baby. It's something that I have responsibility to do it, and I have to fight, but to be everything to be the best for everyone, for the kahal, and it was not easy. And thanks God, now time came after 30 years, 29 years. It was in 1996 it opened, and now they are somebody bought a land, and he said, we are going to move to a property now, and I am going to donate the place.
Wow,
This
that's
was
amazing.
Very nice. Very
What,
nice.
what is the name of your synagogue?
Sha'arei Torah. Sha'arei Torah. And we had a Talmud Torah. We had at this moment 80 students learning Talmud Torah. I was so integrated to that work that it's very emotive and very. No, I don't know. It make me closer to people, closer to and I find I don't know. God help me. And thanks God, my family here, they are my two sons. They are Shomer Shabbat, Tzitzit. They study. They are. They can explain to me now what I ask them. What does it mean? This is. And I am very happy because my daughter get married here. I have 20 I am a grandfather of 20, and another one coming now in 1 month. Another one. So I can say that I am very happy. But I think now, if I did something for me, for my wife, for my family, for the community, I should do something for Israel. What can I do? This is what I am knocking doors and say, no, I'm ready. I mean, I want to do anything. I feel that it's obligation every Jew to do it, and maybe I can accomplish. Maybe I have more years to live, and I can give something. Everybody can give something, and we have to give something to Israel. It's our home.
Okay, ¿qué es eso?
Raymond, what do we see in this picture?
This picture is in the school, the Catholic school, Collège de la Salle, with the two sacerdotes. How do you call it? This is the director and the of the school, and I was here. I was here. Maybe let's say I used to have here. Maybe it was in 1950, something like that. You know, in primary, in the school when I was in this here when I was young, very young. Here maybe I used to have 7 years, something like that. 8 years, 7 years. Okay, I have another one. Also, the same school with they were with us. Like in total, like in 4 Jewish people, 4 Jewish people. One of them here, he was a son. This is the son of Albert Elia.
That was kidnapped.
Albert Elia, they took him. The Arab, I mean, and they killed him because he was helping the Jewish to go to Israel. The father of this boy, Eddie, and her sister lived in Paris now. Her name is Gabi. Maybe you heard of her. Okay.
I heard about Albert Elia, yeah. Did you know him?
The father?
If you knew the father, yeah.
Of course. He was very close friend to my father. He was helping my father many things. He was very, very nice man, very, very friendly man. We are so sad that we lost him. Okay, here when I used to work with the Armenian man, and here I am in this. Here, I am here, you know, like this is the man, the owner. This is the owner. This is me. And I like a confident man of him. When he sent to export, I opened to him an account in Safra, in Bank Safra in Geneva. It was Trade Development Bank, and he was very happy of that work that I did for him. And we start to export money that he was exceeding, that he didn't want, he cannot sell at this moment in the market. And he was, for him, it was something special, extraordinary. You know, it was something that happened to him. And when I left, and I went I left him, and I went to Africa. He gave to another man. This man is a boy that he used to join me to go to the airport to make the export. And he tried to rob he tried to take away the money. And the Interpol, he asked the Interpol to catch him, and they caught him in Turkey, I believe, because he sent the money not to Trade Development Bank of Safra. He sent it to his name at an airport in Paris, and he went for it next day. Something that I know why. I knew after that I knew why he wants Jewish people to be next to him. Well,
Yes.
here, this is when it say I am Spanish. In this extra that is official paper, it says that I have Spanish papers. Here, when I went to the United Nations for the refugees in Belgium, and they gave me a status for Jewish refugee from Syria. Where here I got my Belgium passport, not passport, but you know, like a title of they call it titre de voyage, title for traveling.
It's like a temporary.
Exactly. This is a man, there's a buyer, and this is our traficant, how they call it, the people they come commerciant, the businessman. This African people, they came with the diamond to sell, and this is the expert who used to be the buyer there. His name was Gleicher, Jos Gleicher. He lost all the family in the war. Only one brother, I think. He lost all the family.
In the Shoah.
In the Shoah. Yeah, like the Shoah, in the Siberia. Here I am with an African man. This is my employee in Africa. This is the employee in Brazzaville.
It's not Lebanon?
No, Lebanon, you know. No, this is Pesach in Brazzaville with the buyers when we spend Seder all together. Here in 1973, when I was in Israel, I went to Jerusalem for Yom Ha'atzmaut before getting married. This I want to attend the you remember the
Over temple.
yeah they used to have it before.
Kova Tembel, yeah.
Here when I I study the Polish diamond, and they want to send me these people to Japan. I study the Polish diamond, and this is the Tashi company. They wanted to send me to Tokyo. Very extraordinary people. Here, when I get married in Israel,
Who was the rabbi who?
the Rabbi Yaakov Atiye. Wow, Yaakov Atiye.
Atiye.
Atiye. So his son is in Yerushalayim, Shlomo Atiye. Wow. He was the father in charge of the synagogue of Safra in Ramat Nasi.
Ramat Nasi. And he was also a rabbi in Lebanon, right?
He was rabbi in Lebanon, correct.
And your wife?
Here with my wife, when it's a inauguration of the temple. It was when we make the inauguration of the temple here in Mexico. And this is the last one I kept. This is the recognition they gave to me 2 months ago, in the Magen David community. The same day, the same with my family. This is my wife.